Hello and welcome back everyone for another And Now. Today, Killing Floor 2, a game that's been on Steam Early Access for a couple of weeks now. Not long launched, and it's around about £20, $19.99 on Steam. So, I don't know what, $25, $30, something like that, over in the States. And basically it's a sequel to the popular PvE monster hunting, first-person survival, horror, multiplayer, co-op, I don't know how you describe it. Basically, it's a good laugh. The basics of Killing Floor is 6 players in the default setup, although I've seen servers that go ridiculously high, like 100 players in the original game. Basically have to hold out against waves of ever-increasing number of these creatures nicknamed Zeds that come in lots of different shapes and sizes. And once they hold out for so long, they have to fight a boss, and then you win. That's essentially it, really. It's just, I don't know, good co-op kind of fun. It's got a nice sort of cheeky sense of humour, a dark sense of humour about it, and there is a story. The idea is supposed to be in the original game that this biotech corporation that's called Horzine have, for whatever reason, have created these horrible fucking monsters. They've run riot, and the sequel, the original game, sorry, is set in London and the outskirts of London, and how the outbreak kicks off there. And the sequel is supposed to be a month after the outbreak, and it's now spread right across Europe, and there's, like, you know, many millions dead, and your characters represent the yeah, that's pretty cool, that decapitation there. Your characters represent the brave or foolish few who are working for Horzine to try and clear the mess up. So the maps are set all across different parts of Europe. This is Paris, I think it's called Burning Paris or something like that, this map. And yeah, you've got ones up in the Alps, you've got one, there's 3 maps. There's a lab that's in Belgium, there's this map, and I think there's one that's in the Alps. But there are more coming. As I said, this is early access, and it'll be much larger by the time it gets to full release. But as a product right now, it's a hell of a lot of fun. Basically, the way the game works is you have classes, essentially, that have different perks. In fact, the classes are called perks. So the one that I'm playing is called the Berserker, who has bonuses to melee attacks. And getting kills with melee weapons increases the rank in that perk class. And it allows you to buy items like this. So you see there's a nail gun, pulverizer, and eviscerator. Now, yeah, it looks a bit slim at the moment, and I think there are 4 classes currently in the early access version, but there are a lot more to come. Apparently, there's going to be up to 10, and every class has a list of specific weapons and kind of specific playstyles. There's a medic class, there's a commando class which are good with assault rifles, a support class who's good with shotguns. The Berserker class for melee, there's a medic who's pretty self-explanatory, and yeah, there's going to be things like demolitions who are good at using things like grenade launchers and rocket launchers and stuff like that. And there's a pyro class that is no doubt going to appear. That was in the original game. I believe there was a sharpshooter class in Killing Floor 1 that will no doubt make an appearance, that focused on sniping weapons and high-power rifles that didn't have a great rate of fire but did a hell of a lot more damage. And so the idea is basically that players use their class skills to survive, essentially. There's no competitive element to it, I guess, outside of maybe seeing who got the most kills, but yeah, really, you're just meant to work together to survive and rank up the classes, and as the classes rank up, they unlock new abilities. So the Berserker becomes more resistant to damage, they can move quicker with melee weapons, they do more damage with melee weapons, while the Commando class has increased reload speeds, and they can fire quicker, and they can do more damage with headshots and stuff like that. So it's the general kind of idea. It's very basic, but it's good fun. Essentially, the game is. If you don't mind early access titles, and you're looking for something, and you like co-op games, you're looking for something a bit different, this is really good. This is on pretty much ultra settings. I don't think I've really messed with much. I think I turned anti-aliasing off because the monitor is already pretty big on the resolution anyway. But yeah, everything else is pretty good. It's incredibly gory. They have this dynamic gore system where there's blood everywhere. Whenever monsters get killed, blood stays there permanently through the map, so you can kind of cover huge sections of the map just in gore. all the way through. There's lots of, as I said, there's lots of weird weapons amongst regular ones. This one here is called the Pulverizer, which is a sledgehammer that has a shotgun built into it. So when you use your alternate melee button, the sort of shotgun round will explode and somehow do lots of damage. I don't get it, but it's kind of cool. There's loads of weird weapons on the way as well, so like all kinds of like weird sort of high-tech sci-fi-ish kind of weapons amongst, as I said, more regular ones like shotguns, sawn-offs, and probably wouldn't surprise me if things like the crossbow and stuff appear. You saw the nail gun previously. I mean, as recent as I think a day or so ago, maybe 2 days ago, they mentioned that another map was coming, which was called Mana, which is going to be set in, I think it's Sweden, possibly. I know it's sort of Northern Europe anyway. And yeah, so that'll be another like creepy manor to run around whilst being attacked by like horrible fucking monsters. So yeah, I just wanted to show off some of the gameplay of this because I think this should be played by a hell of a lot more people. Killing Floor 1 was incredibly popular. It was very mod friendly. It's made by Tripwire Interactive. If you're not aware of who they are, they make games like Red Orchestra 2. I think, although correct me here if I'm wrong, I believe they were originally a mod studio for Unreal Tournament, and they created the original Red Orchestra, which was a mod, and then it became so successful that it actually became a full-fledged title. And Tripwire have really gone from strength to strength. I can't fault them. They've made really, really good games from start to finish. They're a bit slow on the development for new games, but when they bring them out, damn, they do a good job. And Killing Floor 2 is, in my opinion, set to be just a really good PvE game that's going to have some really good moments, memorable moments. You get crazy shit like this where you're just surrounded, and when you're the berserker, you just swing like crazy, and there's body parts going and popping heads. Lots of stuff, like frightening fucking monsters going after you. You just get moments like you just crunch, you just hear that as it smacks him down to the ground, all ragged. Yeah, if you're of a certain disposition that you don't really like gory games, or you've got kids and you don't want them seeing this kind of game, it's obviously something that you probably don't want to have your kids playing. It's not like there's swearing or anything in it. As I said, the humour is kind of black humour that has the characters making light of the situation. But yeah, I mean, it's mostly just adult themes in the sense of a couple of breasts exposed on the monsters, and there's just a hell of a lot of gore. I mean, they've really amped up the gore in this one as well, being able to literally bisect monsters. You can decapitate, you can remove limbs, you can split them in half, lengthways, diagonally. They've put this massive amount of effort into the ways that you can just slice and dice. Grenades will send limbs flying everywhere. There's like fire will effectively burn into a crisp, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Even the difficulty levels that you play on the monsters will be relatively brain dead and straightforward on the lower difficulty, like normal. And I think easy, I'm not sure what's been added yet. But the higher you go, the more interesting ways that the monsters will appear. They'll do things like crawl out of grates or out of sewers, like manhole covers and stuff like that. They'll use new attack patterns, or they'll have new abilities. So you have to be on your toes when you're playing on hard and suicidal. I mean, this is called the Eviscerator, and it's one of these wacky weapons that it's probably not very good at the moment. It probably needs a bit of tuning, but basically you fire spinning circular saws at targets. I'm only guessing it's from some kind of modified lawnmower. And yeah, you just fire at targets, and the blades pass right through them, and they chop them up. It's fucking awesome. Really, really, really fun. Just for the first few times you use it. The secondary ability is like the melee attack, as you see there. You just grind them. It's all used as fuel and stuff. I've never really seen it as a justifiable weapon though for long term. It's something you get about midway through the rounds, and then you go back to something a bit more versatile. As I said, probably a lot of weapons are going through tuning passes and stuff. Like even on certain difficulties, monsters like the Scrake, which is the giant thing with the chainsaw on its arm, that you'll probably see a few of in the video. Those fuckers are just way too powerful at the moment. But yeah, it's not bad. I think a big part of the fun isn't really surviving and beating the boss. It's just kind of trying to survive in this kind of survival horror setting. Just having those panic moments. There's been moments in the past where I've just been running on my own. I've been split from the rest of the team. I mean, I make this map look kind of small, but actually this map is actually quite large. You've got this square, and then you can run through a couple of buildings, and there's an area down where the Eiffel Tower was that you saw earlier. You can run around all of that section. And yeah, the maps are quite intricate, in fact. Very, very detailed. There are lots of just little touches here and there, you know, signposts and I think this is the best map of the early access client at the moment. But no doubt there'll be more. And as I said, it's very mod friendly. It wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing extra community-made maps coming out of community-made weapons and such. It's how Killing Floor 1 remained so popular for as long as it did. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if you'd still find a lot of people playing Killing Floor 1 now. If this interests you but you don't really like the idea of early access, I would encourage you to play the first game. You know, if you don't mind graphics looking a little bit dated, it's essentially the same kind of gameplay. It's a tough game, but rewarding. You know, when you do survive that tough wave of monsters, and you come out unscathed, you've got enough cash from killing Zeds to buy yourself some sweet guns, or just be able to survive another round. Oh, it is fucking awesome. Look at that, look at the gore.
Nice work.
Look at that blood pouring out of it.
The trader pod
Yeah, as I said, not for the squeamish. So yeah, I'll put a link to Killing Floor 2's Steam page anyway, if you're interested in picking up a copy, so you just want it to your wish list, and you know, stay in touch with all the updates that are coming out for the game. If you want to see any more videos of Killing Floor 2, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll just sign off with the boss fight here. This is the current and only boss in the early access, but there are other bosses coming. This is Hans. I believe he's some kind of Nazi who's genetically modified, well, I don't know, augmented himself. Yeah, he throws like World War II steel hand granatas, and he's got fucking assault rifles and poison gas and all kinds of crazy shit. So, enjoy, folks. Thanks for watching, and yeah, Chris the Rocket signing out.
Let's try gas. Now we shall get closer. You! Yes, you face run! Ooh, that's nice of you now. I'll come
bloody thing's fixing itself!
no I have changed another. And you shall know. Don't mind if I do. Time to try some next baby still. Only the phone will help you soon. No! You can fail! I will use everything I have! You must! Come, let's see how brave you are. Oh.